Alright, I don't usually do videos on anime, but I want to do this one because it's very special to me. So for those of you who are not interested in anime, you feel free to tune away. But if you are, this is about One Piece. And I want to warn you guys, it's about the latest chapter, and it's going to be a big spoiler if you haven't watched the show or if you haven't kept up with the latest chapters in the manga. So there's a reason I want to talk about this because I've been reading or watching this anime for almost 15 years. It's crazy how long this anime has been going on. And just now, in the latest chapter, they revealed something very big. And I think it was worth the 20-year wait for it. And what's interesting is that somebody actually predicted this whole thing a little while back. So for an anime as popular as One Piece, you are going to get someone who can predict the whole thing a lot easier. I mean, you're going to have a lot of theories, and one of them will get it right. So basically, this is the one I want to talk about. And yes, spoiler warning, please tune away if you don't want to get spoiled. All right, so for those of you who stayed, I assumed you read the latest chapter 1044 of the One Piece manga, and this one is big. So what's happening here? In this manga, basically it started out that the world government talking about this specific fruit that they are forbidden people from getting it. And remember the last chapter, it seems like it seems like he's like saying Luffy is Joy Boy. So Junisha is saying Luffy is Joy Boy because he felt the same thing that he felt when Joy Boy was there. So basically, in this whole chapter, like this one's a very interesting panel. It talks about that specific fruits. So he's saying like no matter what the era, the world government has always failed to acquire the Gomu Gomu fruit, which is the fruit that Luffy ate in chapter 1. So even after 800 years of trying, so the world government could never get their hands on it. It's always been stolen or ended up in someone else's hand. And what they're saying is, it's really a mythical Zoan fruit, the human fruit. So it's not a rubber fruit. So a little reminder of what a Zoan is. A Zoan is one of the 3 devil fruit types, the type of devil fruit that allow a user to transform into an animal species at will, or an interspecies hybrid. Zoan types are especially effective in close combat. So we only know a few, Zoan fruits, but there are a few mythical ones, which are very rare, like the one, like the one from Marco, like the Phoenix, like the really rare ones. So these are all the mythical Zoan holders, and apparently Luffy's fruits is a Zoan type. So if you read in chapter 1, when Luffy ate the fruits, he was stretched out, and then people were like, oh my god, he's unstretched. Like, it's gone. The fruits of the rubber took the enemy. So apparently, Shanks stole, and his crew stole this fruit from the world government ship. And that's why Who's Who got punished for it, for losing the fruit. And that is the shape of the fruit. Apparently, it's very similar to the dark fruits that Blackbeard ate. Very similar. So could it be that the Blackbeard was looking for this fruit as well, except he ate the wrong one? But apparently Luffy ate this one and he became stretchy. And then Shanks is like, that's the fruit of the rubber. So it may be because Shanks also don't know the actual power of that fruit at this moment. Or he knew, he just didn't want to say. But Luffy started to stretch, and that's it. That's what we led to believe that this whole time his power was rubber. So now they confirm that this is the model of Nika. This is the sun god that's been said so many times in the past, even from the Skypedia arc. So Luffy is actually the sun god, also known as Joy Boy. So this is a silhouette of Luffy, basically. It looks like Luffy, right? So, and then throughout this whole chapter, they talk about how Luffy came back, and then you see this giant hand coming down the roof and squeezing squeezing him like a piece of squeezing Kaido like a piece of toy, and then just grabbed him up, and then you see Kaido, and then like what he's doing to Kaido, it's insane. Like this is Luffy right now. Look at his hair. It looks like the sun god, right? And then he just spins like Kaido around like a cartoon. So it's crazy. It's just that the power is so crazy. It's just out of this world. It feels like a cartoon. So he's just like banging Kaido around like this, like a piece of toy. And then Luffy's like all happy. And then you get this. So you get this very cartoony drawing for Kaido. Kaido blasts a breath at him. Luffy just, he's like, whoa, that's crazy. So he's like very Luffy-like, right? Like cartoon-like. So I don't know what he pulled there. Maybe a piece of floor or something, or his own skin. I don't know. But he was able to do this and then reflect the attack back to Kaido. And that's what Luffy looks like now. This is Gear 5th. What he calls Gear 5th. So that's what Luffy looks like now. So he apparently looks like the Sun God. And apparently the rumor is that is Joy Boy. So that is the chapter we have, and it seems like the next chapter will be the final chapter between this battle. So the final reaches its finale, next issue. So in 1 week, we'll find out the exact conclusion to Luffy versus Kaido. And it's going to be a good one. And we know Luffy's going to win. So what's even more crazy is that the week before this chapter came out, so this is posted 2 months ago, there was a post on Reddit talking about this whole theory that the fruit that Luffy ate wasn't just a rubber fruit. It's actually a mythical Zoan fruit. So this guy called this whole thing out 2 months ago. That's insane. So I'll link this in the description below, but basically he talked about how the world government has looked after 2 awakened fruits. That's something of utter importance. So one of them is the Blackbeard fruits, and then one of them is Luffy's fruits. They look very, very similar to each other. So the one on the left is the Blackbeard fruits, the Yami Yami fruits, and the one on the right is the Gomo Gomo fruits. So they're very, very similar. And these are the 2 that are very specific that the main protagonist needs. So that's why Luffy and Blackbeard are probably going to run into each other in the future to figure something out. And then he explains why this is a fake name for the Gomo Gomo fruits. And as you can see, so many panels here that this is who's who versus damn, I forgot his name. But basically they're talking about, hey, the fruit was stolen from the ship by Shanks' crew, and then Luffy ate it apparently. And then basically here they're talking about the Wisdom King. So Wisdom King is another word for Sun God, Naika. And they call him that. So people are aware of this. So we saw this from the Skypedia's arc, which is like 10 years ago. So the author, thought about this from the very beginning. So these are all the mythical Zoan fruit types, the like super rare ones. So Kaido, Sengoku, Marco, Yamato, so they all ate these ones. So, but only in Wano did they introduce that. So this is the Japanese tradition for the Sun God. And as you can see, he looks very similar to Luffy's Gear 5th. And then the elders of the world government talking about it hasn't awakened for centuries. So it's a little foreshadow into that fruit, that special fruit can awaken. And that's exactly what happened to Luffy right now. His fruit awakened, his Gear 5th, and it turns out he's going to become the Sun God. And then here is a lot of theory about talking about the gear system behind Luffy. So it talks about like, okay, you got Gear 2nd, you get more speed and increased blood flow. Gear 3rd, you can pump air into your arm to get bigger. However, the Gear 4th looks very different than the others. He actually changes his appearance to look like this. So he's saying that the Gear 5th will be something. So Gear 4th also has many forms. You get the snake form, you get the bound form, and you get the tank form. So these are all very unique to a rubber. Like, how do you do all that from a rubber fruit, right? I'm actually curious about that as well. If you're a rubber, if you can do all of this, you must have done a lot of creativity and training to get there. But apparently, this is not really a rubber fruit. So Luffy was able to use a fire-based attack from his rubber fruits, which is weird. And then here's a very interesting panel where Luffy hits Kaido, and Kaido got hurt from the fire-based attack. And then on the second attack, Kaido actually dodged it, and Luffy said, "Did you just dodge that one, Kaido? Because it was gonna hurt, huh?" So apparently fire does hurt Luffy. And then here you got the cam version of Luffy versus the actual Sun God. The hair is the special giveaway here. And then the arm of the Sun God being very skinny and long, it's another giveaway that it's a rubber-based fruit. So, and then it's talk about the Bongman. It's kind of very similar to Ennis in his big form. And we know that Ennis is a false god, and people want to meet the god, they worship the god. And this Sun God apparently is, throughout different cultures, have appeared there. So on Skypedia it appears as a Sun God Nika, but in the Wano arc it appears as another deity. And they all reference the same person, which is Joy Boy. So this is the whole theory, and I think this is crazy how this guy was able to figure that out 2 months ago. And now if you look at the comments and sort it by the latest, they all like, oh my god, you figured this whole thing out 2 months ago. It's crazy. So props to the guy, to the OP, for figuring this out before like 2 months ago. So anyway, that's my take on the latest chapter. I'm very excited about the development, and we're finally seeing the things getting revealed for this anime after like 15 years of reading. So this is what we got. This is why we read anime, for the payoff in 15 years. So I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. Let me know what you think about this, and what you know about the theory and what's gonna happen. So let me know, I'm curious. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.